Once you see that the sanctuary is in, then you can let people in. Once you see that I have the visual come up, okay? Thanks,
Okay.
Adrienne.
Okay.
And we're on.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, Adria.
Good, thank you. How was your swim?
Good. It was good. It was good. It was too hot. So,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Hi.
Surface.
Don't rub it in.
Yeah.
We're talking.
Oh, before the service?
Oh, somebody's broadcasting in from Florida. That's
Hello.
okay. I like this one.
Hello? People have to unplug.
Anne, are you monitoring everything?
Leslie, I am. Can you talk a little bit louder? We're going to need sound in the sanctuary today, Cantor. Andrea, can you talk,
Yes,
please?
can you hear me now?
In the other on our regular place.
Can you hear me now?
Hi, Lois. Hi, Benny.
I can hear you.
No, she's working.
One second. I can hear you, but we can't hear you in the sanctuary. Give me a minute.
Turn up the light a little more, Gary.
You need this.
Yes.
Not too much, but oh, no, that's too much. Too much shadow. Keep going down.
Pauline,
That's good.
Oh,
Perfect.
Barbara. Hi.
how are you?
We want to be on
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good.
All right, I'm gonna turn this off so I'm not tempted.
Good to see you.
Oh, great to see you.
I need to. Can you all talk, please? I need to hear the Zoom people.
Can you hear me?
Good Shabbos,
Here.
everybody.
Hi,
How are
Ann.
you?
I can't.
Leslie here. Leslie and Gary.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, we do
Hi,
in
Leslie.
1983.
Leslie, how you feeling?
Well, thank you. Thank you. The surgery went well. The recovery went well. The only thing that has to be gotten
Good
better
Shabbos,
is going
everyone.
downstairs.
Can't-
Oh, well, I'll put the good down with the bad.
But it went very well. Very well.
Good.
Walking and everything, it's fine.
Everyone.
It's fine.
Good, I'm glad.
I am too.
I bet. What do you want?
You should hit that square, make it bigger.
Good Shabbos, Benny. Good Shabbos, Lois.
Good Shabbos, everybody.
Shalom.
There will be regular Torah study with bagels and spreads tomorrow morning, 8:45 in the chapel.
I'll be on Zoom.
Me too.
Hi, Leslie.
Hello. Hello. Who is that?
Susan.
Barbara.
Hi, hello.
Shad.
Drew.
Oh, hi, Sue.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Jill Cross.
Hi, Adrian.
Hi, I'm glad to hear your
Hello,
surgery went
everyone.
well.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Mine was great. I was asking Leslie had hers done after me.
Oh,
Yes, I had mine done November 17th.
I'm still not allowed to have surgery, so I just am doing much better with the shot.
What did they do,
Matter,
Leslie?
I had a right total knee replacement.
Oh,
Ooh, that hurts.
Well, I had never had surgery other than a tonsillectomy at age 5. So this was pretty scary, but they haven't worked out. Such a great team at Princeton Orthopedics. And this was Dr. Gatowski, one of his last surgeries, because he's retiring from surgery. And it was amazing. I mean, it's amazing.
They're good. They are really good. I used the younger guy, Dr. Culp.
Oh, my
Right. Well,
daughter.
now
has
that Gatowski's retiring, I mean, God, I'm not looking forward to the next one, but we'll see, when and if it happens, I'll have to, one of his disciples.
And my
Right.
son was at Princeton Orthopedic, Dr. Nazarian.
And I see Dr. Vannozzi.
They're all good.
Yeah, they are all good. Hello, Gail.
Hi.
Hey, Gail. Good Shabbos.
Shabbat
Not too
shalom.
enthusiastic today.
No, what's the matter?
Still in the hospital.
You are?
I
We're
was gonna
sorry.
say,
Yeah.
it looks like you're in the hospital.
What's wrong?
I didn't know. What's the matter?
I had a 6-hour back surgery and a 2.5-hour revision.
Oh, my goodness.
So
Oh, my.
I'll be here about another 3 to 4 weeks.
Oh, my.
Wow.
I had no idea.
Well,
You look fabulous, I have to say.
Yeah. Where are your glasses? But thank you.
They're on and you look great. For all that, you look wonderful.
I'm just
My
hoping
son
to
had
lose some
back
weight.
surgery on the 13th of, what was it?
What?
January.
yeah, that's the tough part, Gail.
Is what?
That you said about losing weight.
Yes, yes. When I came over to rehab, they put me on the scale and I hadn't lost a pound.
Well,
But it's coming off now. Slow but
That's
sure.
good.
How's everybody doing there? How are you all?
God
We're
willing.
Good.
we're fabulous. We're out in California. We're great.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
Ronnie,
how
that's great.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Ronnie and Drew are out in California.
Oh, that's great.
In Palm Springs
Excellent.
area.
Ah,
Nice area. I was gonna ask if you were there for the football game.
No.
We're not going, but we'll be here for it. We're going to a Super Bowl party with our cousins. but-
Fun. They're concerned about the truckers getting down there.
I
and
know, I know. I don't even want to think
So
about it.
sad.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I can't deal
I agree.
with the stupidity.
that's true. That's the only time I use the word stupidity.
Yeah, all they're doing is hurting each other and everybody else.
Mhm.
I thought the truckers were all the way up in Michigan going into Canada or something.
They are, but they're coming here to
Oh,
assist.
they're on their way.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome you to our 80s reunion service this evening.
Okay,
I figure if it's gonna affect
Everybody
something
mute.
everybody wants.
Zoom from the sanctuary. I have some information to share. Security is on top of all of our minds right now. The board members are monitoring the door. but each
Can't
of you
hear
is
the
part of our
sanctuary.
security team.
No.
Oh, it's
in here,
difficult.
sanctuary.
If you see something unusual, aside from the peanut gallery, say something. You can reach out to our staff or board or call 911. There are panic buttons on the BEMA, in the main office, and with the board member on duty. If you wear a hearing aid with a T-coil setting, you may access our hearing loop using your program. We do have headphones for those without that program, and large print prayer books are available as well. They are located on the table at the entrance to the sanctuary. We want to create a sacred place that will inspire prayer. Please silence or turn off your phones at this time to avoid distractions. We ask that you keep your mask on, covering your mouth and nose the entire time you're in the building. If you're on Zoom, please stay muted unless the clergy invite you to unmute and participate. We may be physically separated from one another. We are one community in prayer and celebration. I've been asked to share something about my Jewish experience. When I think about my Jewish experience in the 1980s, I think of one day and only one day, January 18th, 1986. That was my Bar Mitzvah day. I remember that day being very meaningful, as I'm sure for many of you. That day was meaningful for you as well. And Jackson, I'm sure today and tomorrow will be meaningful too. I felt very close to my family, to my religion, and to Judaism overall. Yet I do not remember having many Jewish experiences in the 80s besides that. I remember I had to study for the bar mitzvah, but I don't really remember anything about it, other than the cantor was a big, mean, scary guy, we all thought. Very similar to our cantor here. And then afterwards, as I went on to college, I really did not feel connected to Judaism. I felt that I was exploring other aspects of my personality, and I adopted a different philosophy on a weekly basis. Fast forward a number of years, and here I am again, studying for another Bar Mitzvah, this time my daughter, who is 51 weeks away, not that I'm counting, and having meaningful Jewish experiences at Congregation Beth Chaim. We recently finished the parent-child Bar Mitzvah class that's taught by Ann, Rabbi, and Cantor. It brought us closer as a family, and one of the lessons I took away from it is that no matter what your current relationship is to Judaism or to God, it's always changing, and that wherever you are on that journey, Congregation Beth Chaim is here for you. Now we can move into the sacredness of Shabbat. Please join us in song and prayer.
Thank you, John.
Maya Hayom Shabbat Shalom Maya Hayom Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shalom Maya Hayom Shabbat Shalom Maya Hayom Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to everyone who's with us tonight by YouTube, by Zoom, and with us in the sanctuary. This Shabbat, we celebrate our members who joined Congregation Beth Chaim in the 1980s. Raise your hand if that's you. All right. The Bar Mitzvah raised his hand, and I think it's fair to say he was not even a twinkle in the eye in the 1980s. You will hear from several of our early members throughout our service tonight, and I am admiring the few of us who dressed for the occasion, and do keep your ears open for prayers set to 80s pop music. All of the liturgy will be projected on the screen, but if you'd like to follow along in your prayer book, the page numbers can be found on the top right corner of the screen. It is now my pleasure to invite Jackson Balling and his family to lead us in candles and kiddush in honoring of his becoming bar mitzvah this Shabbat. Come on up.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives.
Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu mitzvotav bitzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. And now you can raise that Kiddush cup up as we turn to page 5 in our prayer books and ask the congregation as you are able to please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'hava'a uvatzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishi ki hu yom techila l'mikra kodesh Zecher Litzayid Mitzrayim Kivanu V'charta V'otanu Kidashta Mikol Ha'amim B'Shabbat Kodesh B'Hava U'Ratzon Hinchaltanu Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. Everyone is welcome to take a seat as Jackson and his family enjoy their grape juice. All right, everybody gets a cup. And l'chaim.
Oh,
there's enough for everybody. L'chaim. And one last reading.
There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain.
On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share.
There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted.
On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation.
There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others.
On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal.
So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace.
Thank you all. Mazel tov. You can go relax at your seats as we continue with our liturgy with Lecha Dodi, our prayer that's only a couple hundred years old, which is pretty young in Jewish tradition. So expressing our gratitude that our beloved Shabbat has arrived.
Shabbat. Shabbat Kabbalat Lechanukti Ikra Kala
Thank you, Cantor. I was so in the groove. I forgot to let everyone know it was time to face the Sabbath bride. But feel free to turn and greet your neighbors, wish them a Shabbat Shalom, and then we'll continue in a moment.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
We're going to stay standing as we're able as we turn to Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה ועמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם עולם מעל מיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו ולהאמין כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן
Please join me. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, all these things your Torah gives to us. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? You're so good.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Shem kevod malchuto leolam va'ed.
Please be seated as we'll hear from Sherry Barsky. Sherry, you are muted.
Sorry, I forgot. Let's start over. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'kol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shiftecha b'veitecha u'vlektecha v'derech u'shaptecha u'vkumecha. Ukshartam meot ayadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha Laman tiskaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kadoshim Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lechem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Thank you, Sherry. We'll now hear from Judith first.
Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, for soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Thank you, Judith.
We should probably point out that this melody dates to the 1980s as well. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Eloheinu Shalom
Are we all keeping track of the score? I don't know the names of any of these songs, but I can sing along to all of them.
This one's a little older than the.
All right.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, נעשו את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, נעשו את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשו את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים, את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשו את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשו השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We'll now hear from Adria Sherman.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will.
Thank you, Adria. Now I'll ask everyone who is able to please rise as we turn to the Amidah.
יגיד תהילתך, יגיד תהילתך. יגיד תהילתך, יגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך חוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, בחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol. HaKadosh, v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalalu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el HaKadosh.
It's now my pleasure to invite up Alana Berlinger as I ask everyone else to please be seated.
May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat.
Thank you, Alana. We now have the opportunity to express gratitude for any blessings in our lives. And so please share with us that which you are celebrating, that which you are thankful for, a rare occasion, a regular occasion, something that you want to share with the rest of the community. Arlene. All right, New Zealand's borders are being reopened in April, so Arlene can visit her son. Wonderful, wonderful. Other blessings. I think the people in the front row have something to be grateful for, so I'll say it for you. We are grateful for you, Jackson. We're so excited for your family, and we're very thrilled for the Jewish people to have another adult counted among us. And so we'll say thank you. It sounded like some friends on Zoom were trying to share some gratitude. Any gratitude over there? Anne. Beautiful weather. Yes, we're declining COVID numbers. It's fantastic. Anything else? And we'll say thank you for those.
Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach.
Any other gratitude? Go for it, Cherry. All right, a successful home inspection. I know what a headache that is. Yes, Jill. No small thing to know both sets of grandparents. Yes. Camille. New opportunities for our children. Neil. Perfect report cards for grandchildren. That includes a kindergarten report card, correct? That's what I want to hear. All right. I love it how that comes back around. My grandfather turned 93 years young today, and we're celebrating my husband's grandmother's 93rd birthday on Monday. So a lot to be thankful for, especially intergenerationally tonight. Yeah. Keep this attitude of gratitude going as we turn to Shalom Rav, hoping that our gratitude will create some peace in this world.
Shalom Rav, Ad Yisrael Amcha, Chasim Me'olam. Shalom Rav, Ad Yisrael Amcha, Chasim Me'olam. Ki ata hu melech Adon, Bechol HaShalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon, Bechol HaShalom. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Chasim Me'olam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Chasim Me'olam.
take a few moments for silent prayer to find inspiration in the words of our prayer book or from the screen, to offer up our own hopes and dreams, and or to simply sit in silence.
לרצון יברפי והיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי
Our thoughts turn to all those in need of healing. Healing of the body, healing of the mind, healing of the soul, and healing of the heart. We have names of loved ones up on our screen, and I'll invite those in the sanctuary to share names as well, with friends on Zoom and YouTube typing in the chat box. For all those and many more in need of healing, we turn to words of prayer, lifting up our voices, hoping that those in need of healing can feel the strength and support coming from this community. And this Misha Berach is also from the 1980s.
Misha Berach Avotenu Abraham, Yitzchak וYaakov Misha Berach Imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Leah, and Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, 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 and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Misha Berach Avotenu Abraham, Yitzchak וYaakov Misha Berach Imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Leah, and Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, 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 and bless us as well.
The 1980s was another eventful decade. It witnessed the AIDS epidemic and Reaganomics, the Chernobyl disaster, and the fall of the USSR. This decade saw great advances in genetic and digital technology, including the formalization of the World Wide Web and the boom of video games. In this decade, the Walkman and boomboxes were all the rage, and the first commercially available mobile phone emerged, and the size of it would put the current phones to shame. This decade was full of music by artists like Prince, Madonna, and Michael Jackson, whose outfits broke the mold and pushed societal boundaries. MTV hit the scene in the 1980s, which revolutionized the music industry and killed the radio star. Popular movies of the decade include E.T., the Indiana Jones franchise, and cult classics like Ghostbusters and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. The 80s were full of shoulder pads and leg warmers, personal PCs and CDs, and it was an era of tremendous population growth around the world. At the same time, this was a period of growth for Congregation Beth Chaim. It is now my pleasure to invite Ronnie Staffenberg, past religious school teacher, co-chair of our 50th anniversary initiative, and dedicated lay leader of Beth Chaim, to tell us about our house of life in the 1980s.
Thank you, Rabbi. Before I take us down a little bit of memory lane, I wanted to just say that I joined in 1984 with the express purpose of getting my two daughters through Hebrew school. And here I still am. So that tells you what a special, wonderful place Beth Chaim is. Our founders had a vision. They founded the synagogue in 1971. By the late 1970s, there was such an explosion of membership, which tells you what hunger there was for a Reformed congregation, that we had to actually build on. The sanctuary that some of you are sitting in now, the social hall, the school and preschool classrooms, the library, teen lounge, offices for the rabbi and the newly hired educational director, and the expanded kitchen were all finished by 1982, which, if you think about it, is a remarkable, remarkable feat. How many of you remember double sessions of Hebrew school? Our children in East Windsor and West Windsor didn't even get to know each other until 7th grade because of carpooling, they never were in the same session. I was a junior choir mommy. We had to do that between sessions. You couldn't find a place to park in the parking lot on a Sunday. And just as it was then, Beth Chaim is a vital, wonderful part of our lives today. I have moved from West Windsor to Voorhees, to West Windsor, to Calgary, and back again to Monroe now, and Beth Chaim will always be my home.
Thank you, Ronnie. Ivdu et Adonai b'simcha, bo'u lefanav birnana. The psalmist taught us to serve God with joy. Our God and God of our ancestors, in celebration, we come together this evening to offer praises to you, our rock and our Redeemer. Your steadfast love supports all generations. You give us strength and endow us with a willingness and determination to continue the work which we began 50 years before. With your guidance, our founding leadership placed their faith in you, laboring to make your name sacred, that we might come together at this time, our congregation's golden anniversary. Those founders' efforts were not in vain. Through their prayers and their example, we have been brought near to you, Adonai, to seek you with our total being. And so we read together, may the recollections of the past 50 years of those who have led before us stir us to meet our duties with renewed vigor, confirm us in our hope, and strengthen the devotion of those whose passion may have faded. As a united people, may we preserve our heritage so that it may bring us joy and strengthen future generations. We ask your blessing, Adonai, for this congregation and its members over 5 decades. May Beth Chaim continue to grow and flourish, that through it, reverence for you be implanted in the hearts of all. May we learn to share our work and prayers with those of other communities, and may our sharing with others strengthen our own vision. Through our word, as much as through our action, may we serve you and sanctify your holy name. Amen. And now for those members from the 80s who are comfortable coming up to open the Ark, I'd love to invite you to do so. As I ask everyone else who's able to please rise for Aleinu on the screen and on page 282 in our prayer books.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב עיקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגבהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
I think it's been 2 years since we've done that. Please be seated. We'll now hear from Leslie Fox.
It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch, a fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be and oh, to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. A thing for your life has lived in me. Your laugh once lifted me. Your word was a gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing to love, a holy thing to love, what death has touched.
Thank you, Leslie. As we approach the hallowed words of Mourner's Kaddish, we recite names of those who died in recent weeks and at this time in years past. And if I call out the name of someone for whom you care, I invite you to rise at your seat, or you can use the raise hand function on Zoom. One who is taken from us this week, Diane Fardisi, our longtime employee at Congregation Beth Chaim. Two whose loved ones are in the period of Shiva, the first 7 days of mourning. We remember Philip London, brother of Ricky Bobeck, and Arnie Bornstein, father of Brian Bornstein. And three whose loved ones are in the period of Shloshim, those first 30 days of mourning. We remember Joseph Burns, father of Stephen and Rebecca Burns, Sue Cutel, wife of Eric Cutel, and Eleanor Resnick-Holstick, mother of Doug Resnick. And the yard sites, the anniversary of the passing of these loved ones: Bernard Burke, Louis Ravitch, Lillian Geber, Ira Breiterman, Ann Goodell, Irving Edelman, Marilyn Garwood, Blanche Holzman Goldfinger, Betty Judson, Marcia Yaverbaum, Jean Heimowitz, Gary Polovsky, Harriet Duker, Massey Polikoff, Sarah Litzka, Billy Gorman, Ray Schechtel, Sarah Herding, Kenneth Silverstein, Leah Summers, Charles Smith, Barda Spyberg, Hyman Weinberg, Blanche Cooper, Barbara Lefcourt, Evelyn Mole, Leon Rothman, Ronnie Ottenstein-Kornfeld, John Rifkin, Pearl Goodman, and those among our members from the 1980s who are no longer with us, but whose memory we honor tonight and always. And I'll ask all who are able to please rise as we recite the words of Kaddish Yatom together. V'yit Gadol, V'yit Kadash, Shmei Rabbah, V'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon uvyomechon uchaye dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mivarach le'alam ulalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei dekudisha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata. Da amiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha. May the memory of our loved ones always be a blessing. Please be seated as I invite John back up to share a few announcements with us.
Hello again. Thanks so much to Rabbi Bloom and Cantor Binder for another fun and celebratory service. Mazel tov to all who joined Beth Chaim in the 1980s. We hope you found this experience to be uplifting and meaningful. Thank you to Ann Berman-Waldorf and Adria Sherman for your assistance as tech experts tonight. I am John, a trustee. Todd, who is out at the door there, who's our Vice President of Education. We're happy to speak with you after services and answer any questions you have or listen to your feedback about the synagogue. We'll be in the lobby in a few minutes. It's another busy weekend at Congregation Beth Chaim. Torah study is held every Shabbat morning at 8:45, in person and on Zoom. Mazel tov to Jackson Balling, who will be called to the Torah at tomorrow's Bar Mitzvah service at 10:30 a.m. Religious school is in session Sunday at 9, followed by Zoom school at 12. Dive on in for swimming in a sea of Talmud at 9:30. Nosh on bagels with the men's club at 10:30. Casting call for Devar Trek, this year's Purim Spiel at noon. In our next 50th anniversary Shabbat on March 11th, we'll celebrate those who joined us in the 1990s. Please reach out to Ronnie and Camille to make this celebration special.
Camille, can you just wave your hand?
We are an active, inclusive, and diverse congregation. Please check our website, bethchaim.org, to see a listing of our many classes, meetings, and activities throughout the week. Shabbat Shalom. Stay safe.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much. And now our last musical piece of the night. All of these have been surprises to me. If you want to just go back 1 second, Ann, in case you didn't catch it. We're artist in residence, Hanok Piven, Israeli artist, actually originally from South America, I recently learned. So please come and check us out about a month from now. And our closing song, what will the tune be?
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא עת נשא בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא אחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא עת נשא ואין שני, והמשיר לו להכבירה, בלי ראשית בלי תכלית, לא העוז והמזרח. הוא אלי וחי גורלי, וצורכב לי בעת צרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, ונקוסי ביום אקרא. ידו הפקיד רוחי, הייתי שם בעירה, ועם רוחי גבייתי, אדוני לי ולא אירא.
Please give it up for Cantor Viner. I had a lot of fun. Next month, I'm going to have to teach you my music, though. We'll close on out with ancient words of blessing, invoking our ancestors, asking God to remember us as we go into our next chapter, just as we really felt connected by a sacred purpose these last 50 years. So I'm going to invite everyone who's able to please rise for our closing benediction.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך.
May God bless us and protect us.
יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך.
May God's light shine upon us and may God be gracious to us.
יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום.
May we always feel that God's presence is near, and may we be blessed with the greatest gift of all, the gift of peace.
Amen.